All right, Falcon fans, we are ready to work on worksheet 3.2 and 3.3, special angle pairs and parallel lines. Again, working on just the starred questions, fast forward, rewind, go over it as many times as you need. The first two questions that we're going to look at here are 1 and 2. We're going to classify the angle pair. Corresponding, remember, our angles that make the F. Alternate interior angles are angles that make the Z. Alternate exterior angles are not angles that make any letter. And the consecutive interior angles, those are the angles that make the C or the U. If we look at the first question, we are looking at angles 3 and angle 8. And if we trace those two angles right there, we get the C or the U, and so those are consecutive interior angles. If we look at, if we look at the next question, we're looking at angle 8 right here, along with angle 2 right here, and if we connect those two angles, we get that Z shape, and those are alternate interior angles, because they're between these two lines right here. If we move on to the next questions, we're going to look at questions 8 and 9 here. They ask us to find the values of x or y and then explain why we solved the problems the way we did. If we look at question 8, we have x equals 80 because those two angles are vertical angles, and vertical angles are always equal to each other. And then if we look at the next two angles, if we look at the 80 along with the y, those are angles that make the F. Those are corresponding angles. And we get y equals 80. Those also are equal angles. For question 11, it asks us to set up the equations, but we do not need to solve them. We just need to justify the reasons that we use. For question 11, everything is really going to be based off this 92 right here. If I look at the first angle with the x in it, this guy right here, along with the 92 right here, is alternate exterior. So I know 2x minus 4 will equal 92 because alternate exterior angles are always equal. If I look at the next question and I look at this 92 right here along with this angle right here, then I see the F, and I have corresponding angles, and those are always equal, so I have 5y minus 17 equal to 92. If we move on to our next page, we'll start with question 13. This question is a little bit different because when we look at the two angle pairs that they give us, we have this angle with the 105, and those are not related in any way. And then if I look at the 105 with this angle that has the x in it, those also are not any special angle pair. So if that happens, it's important to remember that we can take this angle 105 and we can move it in the picture. We have this angle corresponding, so we know that that is 105. We also have that angle right there, alternate exterior to this angle, so we can put a 105 right here. In either case, if I do that, I have these two angles that are a linear pair. So I can say 4y plus 3 plus 105 equals 180, because a linear pair always equal 180. And I can also say that these equal 180, so x minus 2 plus 105 equals 180. Linear pair equal 180. Important to know that we have lots of different linear pairs in this. We could use these two together, these two together. No matter how you look at it, you have a bunch of linear pairs, and they are all equal. The last questions are going to come from the last page. So if we go to the last page, move up questions 25 and the next couple. Question 25 says that they want us to use the diagram to determine if M is parallel to N, or P is parallel to Q, or neither angle is parallel, and then explain why. To do that, we're going to look at the angle. So again, starting with question 25 here, angle 2 with angle 11, those make an interior angle. For this problem, because I can draw on here, I'm going to erase or ignore everything down below. If I just look at those those two angles, I have this transversal that cuts right through here, and that makes M and N my parallel lines, M parallel to N, because alternate interior angles are equal. If I then go down to the last couple questions, I'm going to look at question 29. Question 29 says right here, angle 2 is 130 degrees. And then it asks me about angle 7 right here. If I look at that, I have alternate exterior angles. I know alternate exteriors are equal, so angle 7 must also be 130 degrees. If I look at question 30, I'm going to use the same diagram, but now I'm going to say that angle 4 right here is 45 degrees, and they want me to use angle 6 right here. Well, there's my U, which makes those consecutive interior angles, and I know that those always add to 180. So on the side, I'm going to take 180, subtract off the 45, and get 135 degrees. And that will be the measure of angle 6. All right. If you have any questions on this assignment, please feel free to talk to your teacher, send them a Schoology message, and good luck in your studying.